All right, welcome to the garage, or rather the motorhome, as they say. Today I thought I would weed our way through a bona fide break fix on this old RV. Thank you, Rick, by the way. Appreciate that. It's not Saturday, but it is the 4th, so hey, why not blow leaves, right? Even though it's the middle of summer. What's going on? All right, so over here we have the living room slide out, right? And that's the crux of my issue. So recently I was visiting a friend up in North Mississippi, and the slide out went out fine, but when she wanted to come back in, wasn't having any part of that. So you just press the buttons right up here, in and out. It was just like, I can't. And man, I was sweating bullets there for a little while. I'm not gonna lie. So I was like, man, what am I gonna do now? So I was thinking, I'm gonna have to get the book out, figure out where the little manual doohickey is, and get the socket wrench out, and do, anyway. Ultimately, what I did was I used my leveling jacks and lowered the right side of the RV, so to give it some help. And then I had my buddy go outside and just basically give it that and give it a push, and she was able to come on back in. So this particular slide out on this Coachmen 380 MBS is electric. It's not hydraulic. There's an electric motor about right there, what appears to be a long screw shaft and some gears, and the sliders over here. When I got home, I leveled it. We're in the driveway now, and I leveled it and I slid it out, and then I just tried to bring it back in. It came back in, but it was painfully slow just starting out. And once it got started, it seemed to be okay, but it's still not great. I don't think it's the motor. I think we have a lubrication issue. I got on some forums and I chatted with a couple of guys, and one of them's, he's like the wizard, and over that rvforums.net, right? And I basically told him a situation. He's like, you know what you should do is start off simple. He recommended this guy on the forum recommended dry silicone in the spray can. So we're going to get underneath there, and I think what I'm going to do first on the metal surfaces, the gears and whatnot, I'm going to use a little bit of mineral spirits and a brush, and I'm just going to get that greasy dirt off of that first before we do anything, and then dry that off, and then we're going to spray our dry silicone on there. And what we're going to do is we're going to get the sliders, we're going to coat those really well also. So cross your fingers that is going to fix our problem. I've been kind of dreading this actually, so I'll see you underneath shortly. All right, that's the fore end there. You see the electric motor nestled right back in there. And then it looks like it's got a little transfer gearage connected to it. And then it connects here, and you see the gears there, and you see the gears on the bottom of the room. And then you have this long shaft here, which I'm assuming rotates. Then it goes all the way to the other end over there and does the same thing, but there's no motor over there. There's only a motor on this end. All right, so initial indications are that I have no idea what I'm doing. I did read in the factory service manual, or owner's manual, whatever you want to call it, for this motorhome. It said, do not grease this stuff. Do not grease it. That's what it said. It said, do not grease. Well, that's grease. So the previous owner greased this rail here. Also, I see some remnants of grease here on these teeth on the bottom of this room, and it's really viscous. It's lost any lubricity it's full of dirt, and it's just a big old mess. You might as well just glue the thing together. So I think we found our problem. Well, I don't know that for sure. I'm just going to do the best I can and try to clean this thing up. So over the course of the next little bit, I'm going to get some mineral spirits here, and I'm going to try to clean this up and just see how well we do here. And I'm gonna go need some gloves. Let me go do that. All right, that seems to be doing the trick. Well, not that I know a whole lot about this, but let's just say it's cleaning it up. How about that? And let me go ahead and get that back part over there. Don't you love it when mineral spirits runs down your elbow into your armpit? I know I do. Why else would I be doing this? All right, we're gonna skip past the mineral spirits part. We'll see you shortly. All right, I'm not gonna lie. That was not pleasant. All right, up next we're gonna do some dry silicone treatment. But first I'm gonna wipe the sweat from my brow. Don't you know? That's much better. Okay, now, so the stuff we have at hand here is, I got this on Amazon. It says Cami 999 dry silicone spray, general purpose lubricant, eliminate squeaking, stop sticking. Almost any application, especially for useful for plastic and painted surfaces. That's a painted surface. Metals, glass, rubber, fabrics, most plastics. Prolongs the life of machinery, heat sealing equipment, rollers, conveyors, and chutes. I think we're in the right spot here. Let's get after it. What part we gonna spray first? I don't know. Let's just, there we go. Ooh, I didn't think about the fumes. I'm gonna go get my respirator. I'll be right back. All right, we got our safety equipment on here. All right, I'm gonna spray the other one. I'll be right back. All right, we're back in the RV here. So we're gonna go ahead and try to retract this slide out. So I guess one of a few things could happen, really. First one that could happen, it would be no change whatsoever, and it's something else. It could just whiz in here like it's never done before, or it could start off slow and be a little better, and then you go out and in and out and in and out and kind of work that silicone in there, and then it gets better. So I think maybe option 3 might be what we end up with. But there's a line here in the carpet. That's where it stops. So let's go ahead and see what we got. Now you should know that this end over here is the one that had most of the problem, because I could see over the weekend when I tried to retract the slide out, this would move a little bit, this one would not. So, and I did find over here, it seemed to be more gooped up with, you know, dirty grease and stuff that was kind of gummy. Anyway, let's just see what happens here. Here goes nothing. That's not good. That was a real struggle, but it made it. So maybe the lubrication was not the problem. So we're going to let the electric motor rest for a couple of minutes, and then I'll slide it back out, and then I'll let it rest for a couple more minutes, and we'll see what happens. All right, we've been about 5 minutes here, so let's go back out. It just doesn't sound good. I don't know. I think we're going to be back up underneath there doing something mechanical or electrical. Maybe that motor is just wore slap out. I don't know. All right, attempt number 2. If it's not any better this time, then I'm going to get underneath there and probably start taking a look at the electric motor stuff. Yeah. That's just not good. Out is fine. Once it gets over that hump right there, Seems to move okay. I wonder if it'd be all right if I leave it like that for a little bit while I get up underneath there and see what's going on. Because I really don't understand about this hump thing right here. So, all right, so I went and lubed up all the gears with ATF. If you don't know what that is, it's automatic transmission fluid. Very good lubricity and real thin. I didn't put it on the rails, I just put it on the gears. And I'm looking at all this stuff underneath here looks good. I don't see anything that's detached, at least on this end. Looking for loose carpet. I don't see any corrosion. I don't see anything that's detached. Let me look on this end. Well, this lifts up easily down here. Damn, that thing's heavy. Is that spring loaded? Maybe this slider, there's a slider underneath here. Maybe it's having a hard time getting above the carpet. I can lift it up easily down here. But down here, not so much. I have to really struggle with it. There's a piece of wood right here, and it has a piece of plastic on it, and it's screwed down, and I don't see anything out of the ordinary. I don't know. Wait a minute now. Hold up. There appears to be a piece of laminated wood, and then a board below that, and down here there's a gap of about 1/8 of an inch. That's right, break it. I wonder what that noise was. Was that my carpet? Let's bring it in a little bit and see what happened. That seemed to move a little better. All right, let's go out. Struggles getting over that hump there. All right, I'm gonna let the motor rest, and then I'm gonna try to bring it back in. All right, we're gonna lift this up. There's a ramp underneath here, and that piece of wood, it has to ride up that ramp. So we're gonna put some of this lube on that ramp. And I'm gonna wear this glove and use my left hand because I'm having a dermatitis type reaction to that spray on my right arm. All right, I've been in and out a few times here. Let's see what else happens here. If there was an electric motor problem, you know, going out wouldn't work. Not in my mind, anyway. All right, 2 more minutes, then we'll bring it back in. That's about as good as it actually ever functioned. To be honest with you. All right, pardon the air conditioner noise. So I've been fiddling around with this this flipper here. There's a hinge, and there's a piece of wood, and then there's some screws, and they're pretty rusted on this end. And this end is kind of sagging, and when I lift this thing here, it kind of pops. And I laid down here and I looked into the side here, and I could see where this side of the hinge is pulling away from the wood. So these screws on this end, and maybe others as well, basically have just come loose. I don't think it's rotten. I think it's just old. I'm gonna shoot for the standard RV self-tapper. I have no idea if this is going to work, but I'm going to give it a shot before I start, you know, breaking the drill bits out. Man, those things work pretty good. So let's go for a number 3 on the clutch. That's my standard go-to for tightening stuff. Let's go to 6. All right, that worked pretty good. Let's do some more. Because that piece of wood ain't very thick. You can't use long screws. That one there offered some resistance. Let's see what happens here. So we got this thing kind of cockeyed like that, so we need to ease up on the tension. So let's go ahead and take it all the way out. and put a few more screws in it, and we'll see what happens. And I'm gonna shoot for the end. I'm gonna go for one on the end down there. It may come back to bite me, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And we'll come back this way some. Put one next to this existing screw, or nearby it anyway. Yeah, let's just do one more. Uh-oh. What happens when we lift this? It doesn't make any sounds. It used to pop. So my theory was that piece of wood is sagging and preventing this from moving. Let's go for the gusto. Let's see, we're gonna need to move y'all back over here so that the slide out can retract. And I've been eyeballing this part up here, but usually when I do it, I eyeball the top, you know? Because what this thing does, it has to come up this ramp, and you see this top come up like this. As long as I see it moving up here, I'm happy. In. I think that's as good as it's ever been. I think basically it's performing normally now. All right, we're gonna leave it out because I got other things I got to do, so. That's moving pretty good. Moving pretty good. All right, as far as I'm concerned, we have restored the full functionality of our slide out here in the old RV. What have we done? Well, I did cleaned up the gears and the rails and everything down there underneath with mineral spirits because the previous owner had greased it. Now, according to the owner's manual, that is a no-no. So, because all that grease had actually attracted dirt, and it was all gummed up, and there was no lubricity. It was actually hindering the operation. So that was bad all the way around. So we got that cleaned up. Then we used the dry silicone spray on all the rails and also the gears. I also added a little bit of ATF. It's good stuff if you want some light oil. As a matter of fact, the owner's manual did in fact say that if you wanted to put some light oil on the gears, that was a good idea. So that's what we did. And also the dry lube was on the railings. Came back in here, I noticed some improvement, but I had my doubts. This flapper down here would pop when you lift it, especially down on this end, and I could see the metal was pulling away from the wood just enough, and it would lift up and it would pop back down because those factory screws were starting to come out. So I went in here with about 6 or 10 self-tappers and got that tightened up down there. And actually, I think that piece of wood was actually, you know, kind of sagging down a little bit and kind of hindering the slide out from coming up that ramp from the initial startup. So nothing has been done to this slide out since I've owned the RV. I have literally done nothing other than put new lights in it. So when's the last time it was lubricated properly? I have no idea. All right, well, there you go. If your slide out is not functioning properly, it may not be an electrical problem, it may not be a mechanical, or it may not be hydraulic. If yours is hydraulic, this one's electrical. But it may just be lubrication and or slight construction issues. You might have something that's loose. Tighten it up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? All right, that's all for now. I'm just doing some maintenance on the old girl because we're going to be taking this old RV on a vacation here pretty soon, so I had to make sure that everything is just right before we leave. I appreciate you guys stopping by the channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to be notified whenever I release a new video, don't forget to click that little bell down below. You guys have a good one, and remember to enjoy restoring, maintaining, and driving your classic RV.